Welcome, and this is a talk about the BA Education Programme at the University of Plymouth. I'd like to introduce myself, Dr. Kath Christie, and I have with me here three students, Sarah, Jack and Emily. I'm going to share my presentation with you on the screen, which we'll just do now. So here we are. We are a programme at the University of Plymouth, and we see education as a driving force for better and a more just world. We believe that our programme informs, supports and promotes those looking to become innovators, pioneers and leaders of societal change. And if you want to be a change maker too, why not come and join us? So let me introduce our three students who are going to give you their views and opinions and experiences of this BA Honours Education programme. We're also talking, of course, about the BA Education with Foundation Year as well. So let me introduce you first to Sarah, a first year student. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. So, after starting my family, I have 4 children, and volunteering in my local education establishments, I'd like to validate all of my previous experience and move forward as a change maker in education. And that's why I'm here.
Thank you. And Jack, welcome, and tell us a little bit about your journey into university.
Hi, Kath. My journey is fairly similar to Sarah's. I started off as volunteering in local establishments as well, and through sports coaching, and I decided that I wanted to apply myself in a career that I felt comfortable in, and also learn new things, things that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to before.
Thank you. And Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily. I'm in the 3rd year. I volunteered with children for a while. I chose this course primarily because I wasn't entirely sure if teaching was the right career path for me. So I chose a course that provided a sort of broad range of opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. So I'm going to talk to you a little about the programme and introduce you to some of the ideas and the content. So first of all, what is a BA in education? It's known as an academic studies programme, and we're a programme that believes in change and transformation. So of you, our future students, of our continuing research and innovation, which shapes and contributes to knowledge and evolves our course. But we also see ourselves as change makers in our communities and in society and for the planet in which we live. So it's a course, an academic studies in education. People then go on to do a teacher training qualification if that's what they decide as a postgraduate option. We engage in a critical way with key questions in education, and there are three cores at the heart of the programme: social justice, inclusion and sustainability. We tackle central education issues such as special educational needs, disability, mental health and well-being and so on. And we engage in practical ways with equality matters in the community. There's a wide range of specialist options, and we have very close associations with our expert employability service. We encourage and foster students' knowledge and understanding and work to develop their confidence. We aspire for our students to develop well-informed positions and understandings on critical education matters. We challenge you and help you build the courage to step outside of your comfort zones. And we're very proud of our consistently strong feedback from the National Student Survey. In 2018, 98% of our students found our staff to be good at explaining things, and 95% expressed overall satisfaction with the course. These are extraordinarily good responses, and we're very proud of what our students think of the programme. So what are the entry requirements? Well, for this coming year, BA Education asks for 96 to 112 UCAS points. We're offering places on a one-to-one basis at 80 UCAS points and above. The foundation programme has 32 to 48 UCAS points. For applicants expecting really strong A-level results, we make an offer of EE, conditional on making the University of Plymouth your first choice. So, who studies BA Education? Well, people like you, students interested in the field of education and those wanting to ask critical, important questions. People who are not 100% sure they want to be teachers, but looking to be change makers in other ways. This kind of degree leads to careers in teaching, social work, social care, nursing, counselling, mentoring, all sorts of different things, community-based education careers, youth work, management, community development. Some of our students have gone on to be education and welfare officers, working in national charities, have been working with the local authorities, and so on. Many of our students go on to do postgraduate options. They do a postgraduate certificate in education to become qualified teachers. Others have gone to do postgrad qualifications in social work, education psychology, occupational therapy, and paediatric nursing, for example. So, what would you study? Well, it's a 3-year full-time degree, or 4 years if you take the foundation option. The foundation year has 4 modules, and you study 2 in each semester. There is a module called Questioning at Education, which looks at some of the key ideas and theories in education. We look at studying learning and learning to study, which is a very practically focused module. There's a module around children and stories, and thinking about how stories and children learn in storied ways. And then there's an independent project, which gives you a chance to do your own individual study. The first BA education programme, you'll look at key critical questions in education. And you'll see here that there are some of the modules that we have in our current offer, where we look at debates and debating values. We look at those key ideas of equality and justice. You'll also see our representation of our core ideas, perspectives on disability and inclusion, and also global education. You'll also see evidence here of our commitment to practice, with a module Praxis for Change, which is based in and around and for our local communities. The second year has a core focus on learning theories and subject knowledge and applying theory in work-based placements. The second year also has the option to do international study exchange. So you could go for 1 or 2 semesters abroad. Students have opted to go to Finland and to the United States so far. And here are some of the option modules in the second year. You can see that there are some modules focused around children and their well-being, working with a range of professionals, outdoor and experiential learning, inclusion and therapeutic interventions. We're looking at alternatives in education and learning matters. And here in the second year is where you do your work-based learning placement. In the third year, the core of the third year is your independent research study, which we call the dissertation. And that's a research-based study. We really pride ourselves on the support for and interest in research and education. But you'll see here there are also some modules for you to opt into if you wish. We'll look at well-being. We look about, again, our key ideas about inclusion and global education. thinking about children, enabling environments. There's an opportunity to do another independent study module at this level, and we also look at gender. Of course, in addition to your academic studies, there are lots of other important skills and attributes that we work with you. There are what are known as key graduate employability skills and attributes, and we work closely with the Careers and Employability Service to help deliver those. Students get placements in schools and hospitals, special educational needs settings, youth clubs, charities, and students often opt to work in places where they're already working or volunteers. But the opportunity for placements is very broad, both within our regional, within Plymouth, but also within our regional centres and in the centres where students live at home. You carry out a research project in the third year, and all our tutors are expert and active researchers. There are lots of enrichment activities that go on. There are often courses running to get teaching as a foreign language, English as a foreign language qualifications, for example. We've recently had safeguarding training, which has been available for students as well. So I'm going to ask a question now of one of our students, and Emily, I think you're going to respond initially to this. Tell us, Emily, what is your student journey through the academic programme involved in your particular studies?
Well, I think that I've managed to do a wide range of modules. I've mainly focused on the ability sides of the course, but the inclusion side is like very open as well. I think that the wide range of modules that I've been able to over the 3 years have taken me on a journey that I didn't really know was possible. The second, I was able to go and get some work experience at a pupil referral unit within Plymouth, and that was a really interesting experience. The volunteering options have been really good, and that's sort of linked to the Careers and Employability Service at Plymouth as well, which is great as well. I've also been quite active in the Education Society that is offered at the University of Plymouth, and we've managed to get training in Makaton and First Aid this year, which we're hoping is. It's just a nice, well-rounded course where you get to experience a lot of things, and everyone on the course has done the same modules as anyone else, and that really provides quite a enriched experience of university.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Thank you. We're going to move on to our next slide. Here's a little bit about some of the tutors that you'll meet. We're all, as I say, active researchers, publishing and involved in international work of one kind or another. There are also support tutors across the university from the Learn Development team, the Employabilities and Careers team, and Disability Assist, and we work very closely with those teams. The academic tutors on BA Education have expertise in the areas where they teach and research. They publish widely, and many of them are creating innovative learning spaces on and off the campus. So many of us are involved in community projects and various community initiatives. Here's a collection of colleagues at last year's graduation event. Julie, Emma, myself in the middle, Wendy and Heather are people that, these are the sorts of people that you're likely to meet on the BA Education programme. We pride ourselves in providing appropriate and high levels of support. We think about students as they transition into the university. especially those on the foundation year and those in the first year. We consider ourselves a friendly and accessible set of tutors, and we support particularly on academic writing at all stages. We're very aware that some students feel insecure about their writing, and we offer a variety of forms of assessment, so it's not just focused on reading and writing skills. So I'm going to ask a question now of Jack. Jack, can you tell us a little bit about your expectation of the levels of support you thought you'd get when you arrived at the university, and what has it been like in reality for you?
Yeah, sure. Prior to coming to university, I had a very I had a very downbeat thought about how I was being looked after within education. I came in having my own difficulties and anxieties, and throughout education, I felt as if I wasn't that looked after. So I kind of come into university quite scared, in the sense that I was coming into a wider world, and a world that I wasn't quite sure if I was going to fit in. But in terms of the support, I was made to feel at home right away. I spoke to lecturers like yourself, and you made me feel quite at home, quite at ease, thinking that my problems could actually be solved and could actually be sorted, and the support was given to me. And as I'm a second year, I've had the luxury of meeting different lecturers, and I've formed different relationships to those lecturers, which has been lovely. So in that aspect, I've been quite fortunate enough to be given the appropriate support, and arguably from lecturers who go above and beyond their actual job description to make sure that students do fit in and do feel at home whilst at this scary world of university.
Thank you, Jack. Sarah, did you want to add anything more to that as a first year?
Absolutely. As a first year, I was petrified. Being a mature student, I came with a whole new set of anxieties of not being able to fit in. Was I going to be the oldest person there? My first day was amazing. The tutors are brilliant at helping you settle in, fitting you into a program that is as diverse as you need it to be in order to move on and succeed in the year. It was absolutely brilliant, and I wish I'd done it before.
Thank you, Sarah. That's great. Thank you both. Thank you all very much. So let's move on. We're nearly at the end. We do a lot of different kinds of assessment. There are no exams. There are no formal exams in this programme, but we do lots of other things to assess your learning. Each module tends to have an assessment activity or two or three associated with it. So we have essays, obviously, with lots of writing, but people also do presentations and produce various other things, videos and so on. There are no formal exams as such, but I'm going to ask the students about their experience of assessment. And Jack, you were just going to start us off here about what's been your experience of assessment, and then I'm going to ask Sarah to follow in with some of her experiences.
Yeah, assessment. For me personally, one of the things that I am probably most fearful of, whether it be an exam or anything like that. I remember in my first week, I was doing a presentation, and I was so worked up and so anxious that I actually listened to music, and now easing myself into assessments with the appropriate support, with the tutorials that I receive, I have now discovered subconsciously that I don't need that music and such to help me with that assessment. But assessment can come in a variety of different ways. like you suggested. For me personally, I think one of the funnest ones that I've ever taken part in was a case conference. That was a part of a module that I took part in, and it was something that I never thought I'd get the chance to experience. And I never really thought about it at first, but I was curious and inquisitive to know more. And as the conference got on, it was something that I just absolutely loved. And again, it's just something that you wouldn't have thought you'd experience as part of an assessment.
Thank you, Jack. And Sarah, what sorts of assessments have you been involved with?
Well, this year so far, we've obviously done normal essays for our assessments, but we just recently took part in an Earth Summit presentation. Group work was a really big fear for me. However, the skills that I've learnt from doing group work, and this being a critical based course, really helps you to learn to listen to others and help participate in a group scenario. We've had lovely little group sketches where we've had lots of fun making these little scenes, and it really has brought the best of my critical thinking out no end. There's so much you can do. You're not tied to any one method to deliver your assignment. You can deliver it in any way that you want, that makes you comfortable. And the support that's out there, there's Writing Cafe and groups that are led by students that can help you to refine everything that you need. The support is brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Emily, you're in the final stages of your degree. Is there anything else you want to add about assessments and what you found useful or interesting?
I think this year the main focus has been on the research project, so the dissertation project. This has been a completely different journey for every single person on the course at the moment. So some people have chosen to conduct research with sort of real people. Some people have done work based on other literature. It's really been a different journey for every single person, but definitely this year I've felt that research has been a big part, and it's made me less scared of research now. I think at the start of the course, if you'd said you have to do this dissertation and you have to conduct research with people and you have to do so many different things, I think it's very worrying at the start of the course. But as you progress and as you get that support with tutors, the fears do melt away a little bit. And it's made this year probably the best year at uni that I've had. And obviously with my other modules, which slightly fall by the wayside sometimes with the dissertation, but it's been a very different year, third year, but the research aspect of it has been really fun, actually.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for the three of you for your contributions there. So we're very proud of our programme, and we have a great deal of support from other people who look at our programme regularly. For example, our external examiners have been incredibly complimentary about our programme. And so if you'd like to come and join us and find out more, we suggest that you check the programme website. There's lots of interesting information there and some case studies of students that are current and also students in the past that you might like to look at. You're very welcome to contact myself, Kath Christie, and my colleague Emma McLeod-Johnson. Together we are leaders on this programme. And Emily, Sarah and Jack have all very generously said that they're very happy to take questions from students, from potential students. So feel free to contact us, and remember that if you want to be a change maker, a pioneer, an innovator and a leader of societal change, we would really welcome your company. So come and join us. It's been very nice to talk to you, and we hope to see you soon.